Welcome in Lamberline. Today with Francois Lichtenstein, we are analyzing a song by Poets of the Fall, Carnival of Rust. So, Francois, why did you pick that song?
That's honestly, well, I picked the song because this is a song that's really important to a friend of mine. I never really knew about the song, but I was discussing with a friend what song we might do on Line by Line, and she suggested that the song really moves her, so she'd like to discuss the song.
Yeah, good choice. Why did I pick that song? It was a better option than Ruin with one hand.
Low bar to chair, but true.
Like this was or we could have analyzed the song without lines. That one had a lot of projections.
Very abstract, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it would be a better episode if I had more breakups to project onto this thing.
But that's not about breakup.
It's not about a breakup. Is it about Plato's cave?
What? No, it's about. I think that song is about something that didn't happen.
Something that didn't happen.
Yes.
But the person really wanted to happen?
Yes, something like that. Like, let's read it.
Would you breathe the name of your saviour in your hour of need, and taste the blame if the flavour should remind you of greed, of implication, insinuation, and ill will, till you cannot lie still? In all this turmoil, before red cape and foil come closing in for a kill.
Yeah. Beautiful poetry, by the way. What do you project here, dude?
What do I project? No, all right, I'm just sort of imagining abstractly someone who's going through a difficult time, like desperate for something, and then sort of praying to their savior, which I project Jesus onto because I was raised Christian. But people have all kinds of saviors that they might breathe the name of. And then, so but the poet is asking if the person would do that, asking this person if they would feel guilty if they realize that their praying came from a selfish place, came from greed and ill will, bad faith, maybe. If this blame they'll feel would put them into turmoil, before a red cape and foil would come in closing for a kill. I don't know what to make about red cape and foil. Maybe a dressed up savior comes in and kills them. A fake savior and foil hat and a stupid little cape. These are the images in my head, like I said.
Let me see my projections. Would you breathe the name of your savior in your hour of need? Who would you ask to come to your aid when you need that person? Taste the blame if the flavor should remind you of greed. If she asks too much, she will be blamed for it, and she should taste it. She should swallow it. She should not overuse it. Implication, insulation, and ill will. So she might be accused of all of those if she will ask for a wrong savior. Till you cannot lie still in all this turmoil. And red cape and foil is the end of the show. There is this and foil falls down, kind of glitter thing. And maybe this red curtain at the end, and but it's said like this, Come closing in for a kill. Oh, magicians do that, you know, maybe. So that's my projection here. What do you think?
All right, let me see if I understood your projection. There's a woman who needs saving, and the poet is asking the woman if she would, who she would ask for saving if she needed saving.
Mm-hmm.
And then asking her if she would, insinuating that she should taste the blame, shame if she asked for too much.
Mm-hmm.
And that this shame should ultimately come in for a kill.
The end of
Is
the
that
show.
more or less what you said? Or was it?
I was, yes, it's closing into what I said. And also I'm thinking about the video itself. Because the lady in there was in a gas mask. And the singer was behind the glass, kind of immobilized. And would you breathe in? What are breathing? What air is she taking in? That's what I found funny in that video.
The video is really good. I would have actually liked to discuss the video, but this is line by line, not frame by frame.
No, we can discuss the video as well. People check out the video.
The setting is the Carnival of Rust, and it starts with a video flying in through the gate with the name Carnival of Rust on the gate. I can't remember if the gate even opens, but I think it goes straight through the gate without the gate opening.
Oh.
It like flies through the little gap in the where the two gates meet, just flies right through. And it shows a woman with a gas mask and a big lollipop entering, and she's got some coins. So she walks up to a booth with two lights on the side that says the Star, and a middle booth with a man that has a really dry mouth and crackling skin around his mouth, sitting inanimately. And she puts a coin into the machine, and he lights up, and actually the lights light up a bit later when the chorus starts. And so he starts singing the first lines to her. And as he starts singing the first line to her, the camera pans to the rest of the carnival. And there are a couple of characters. There's one of the characters that's maybe easy to miss is a lizard. I think it's shown twice. Just like real close up of a little lizard dude chilling out, not doing much, just being around. Little lizard.
I think he has his meaning.
There might be some kind of
it's
symbology.
His Carnival of Rust. Of course there is a symbology. So he invites her into whatever show he has. Yeah.
What would the reptiles represent anyways? And then there are a couple of characters. So besides the woman entering and the man at the booth where she goes to first, there are two violinists that are playing the same violin with a sign that you notice says "We'll play for food" and a little hat in front of them, like is it basking?
Guys that share one violin, basking. What she lets in, and if she's ready to taste the all of those projections directed against her, till the red cape and foil closing in for a kill. Well, red cape and foil closing in for a kill. I still think it's the end of the show somehow.
End of the show makes sense. I didn't think of the red curtain closing, but it makes a bit of sense. I've never been to a show where they sprinkled foil at the end.
I thought it's a carnival thing.
It might be a carnival thing. I've never been to a carnival like that. Sprinkled in foil. Like confetti, but foil?
Yeah. Just like a glittery thingy.
I've never experienced that. Is that a thing in Europe?
No, it's not a European thing either. But I would like Poets of the Fall come in and just DM me, guys, and tell me what it means.
So the thing is called Carnival of Rust. So like, yeah, it makes sense to think that it might be a show at the carnival. Or the carnival is some kind of show.
Does foil get rusty?
I don't know. Never seen rusty foil. Well, I mean, it doesn't get rusty. Have you ever seen rusty foil?
Kind of, but I'm not sure. Like I've seen foil change color, but I was not sure what was the cause of it. It got darker for some reason. It was not a color of rust, but the foil got black, kind of. That one I have seen. Come feed the rain, 'cause I'm thirsty for your love, dancing underneath the skies of lust. Yeah, feed the rain, 'cause without your love, my life ain't nothing but this carnival of rust. Yeah. Now that I think about it, rust can turn black. It's not necessarily red.
So feed the rain makes me think of like come make me cry. But I'm a little puzzled why the singer would say, "Come make me cry," because I'm thirsty for your love.
I think it doesn't matter who cries. It might be her. Each time she comes to him, she cries because he gives her implication, insulation, and the taste of blame and stuff. And so she starts crying, and that's how he gets his love.
So, yeah, so this took a turn. I was not imagining this being like an emotionally abusive relationship. All right, so this is dude who likes getting love from a woman and then making them feel really guilty for it by saying, "Oh, that's way too much, you whore," or whatever, and then they cry.
Yes.
And that's what he likes. That's the. And then when she wants to leave, he's like, "No, don't leave. Come cry for me. Come cry for me."
Yeah, yeah. Actually, literally the previous song we analyzed by Poets of the Fall was "Don't Cry for Your Love, Cry Tears of Joy." Like, I think apparently tears is the expression of love. So, and a lot mixed into that. It's kind of love doesn't make sense if it's not mixed with tears somehow. Like that's how it's expressed.
That makes a bit of sense. So the way people can be overwhelmed by joy and they can start tearing up and even crying, people can be overwhelmed by love and start crying. And also, if you really love someone, you might get attached, and like that attachment may make it hurt even like small separations. So like small arguments or small disagreements or small breaks or small distances can hurt a lot and make people cry. And so the evidence that there's a strong attachment could be that the person cries easily over someone. Or the love could be so strong that the love itself is overwhelming and makes some people cry.
I think it's more like you're unbreakable if you don't feel anything for that person. Like nothing they say can touch you. But the moment you really care, even the smallest thing can hurt you because you're completely open. And for the guy, if he can make her cry, he feels like, oh yes, she loves me somehow. And that's and that's twisted in a sense. That's not how love is expressed, but it's the easiest way to recognize your power over somebody. Yeah. Carnival. It's all fake in a sense. It's all just this theater thing for others to see somehow. What do you think about dancing underneath the skies of lust?
Like rejoicing in the lust, being very happy about it, playing with it, reveling in it.
Yeah, that's the only time it feels like something positive here. And also the way it's structured, it's if we connect it back to the video, right? It's the person who himself cannot move. He's this little kind of
Trapped in a booth.
fortune, yeah, fortune teller statue in a booth or something like. And he can't move except ask her to do things somehow. She's the one dancing, I guess, if you would project also video onto that lyrics.
So the person in the video I saw dancing was when she was throwing balls at the little plates.
Mm-hmm.
The man at that booth was dancing and joking like, "Oh, well done," and playing, putting on a big show for her. That's the only person that looked like they were dancing. And then there was I don't know if it was a stage couple, probably just a stage couple, but a man and a woman sitting across tables, and they were dancing with fire, like eating fire and setting themselves on fire. So a bit of a dance. So just thinking about people in the video that look like they're dancing, because the woman walks up to the booth and the man's stuck in the booth, and the idea I had with that was he's the guy who sells entrance tickets. So she pays entrance, she gets a ticket and goes in, and he can't move from that. That's his station. He does entrance tickets, but he might have wanted to follow her, but he couldn't because he's in the booth. And then she kind of walks straight to one of the booths where you can play for a doll, the little baby doll, and she just nails it straight away. She just walks straight to the baby doll, doesn't miss a single thing, gets a baby doll and walks straight back out.
Yeah, she was in for a baby.
In for a baby.
Yeah.
And when he sings the lines "an insinuation," they show the man at the booth where you can throw the plates holding the little baby, like holding the little doll, so the insinuation of the baby doll and the baby matched.
Oh, I did not notice that. That's good. Spot on. Interesting. So yeah, that makes a lot of sense. He invites her into his world, let's say, where all of those roles can be played and kind of interacted with. And it's interesting that she was breathing a different air from him. She was hidden somehow. Her face was hidden. And you also could not see her face if she's crying or not.
Yeah, expressionless gas mask.
Also that thing, nothing. My life is nothing but Carnival of Rust without your love. Does this mean she's the only person who can move the things inside the carnival, and then when she goes, the entire carnival shuts down?
Yeah, that's what happens in the
video.
Music video. But so even when the carnival is moving, it's still a carnival. So maybe then it's like a living carnival, and when she's gone, it's a carnival of rust. It's just a rusty, dead, still carnival. So she animates the thing.
So she brings carnival to life somehow. Pays with her love.
Yeah. And it's a particular kind of love. It's the love that moves her towards the baby.
She's for the prize. She doesn't do it to make carnival alive. She's in to get the doll, I guess. So he invites her in, basically with a promise of the prize.
Then there's a couple of guys that she doesn't interact with, sort of sitting to the side. That's like a tattoo parlor. And there's a guy dressed as a woman who's getting a tattoo on his shoulder that says delicious. And then there's a booth with a man hosting a game where you can win a doll. And there are these circles with little plates around them and baseball balls where you can throw at the circles and you can win the doll if you hit enough circles, I guess. And there's a bit of a crowd in front of the booth. So there's just like 3 guys in front of the booth being all playful and stuff. And then there's a booth with 2 drummers in that opens up after she starts playing the doll game. So she goes, after going to the ticket booth first, she goes to the 2 violinists and gives them a coin and gives them her lollipop. And then she moves over to the booth where you can play for a doll. And she gives a coin and she starts throwing the baseballs and she hits everything and she wins her doll and she promptly walks out. She never interacts with either of the drummers. She doesn't interact with the tattoo people either. She doesn't interact with the crowd around the baby booth. And there's 2 other people she doesn't interact with either. There's a man and a woman sitting at a table eating fire. That she doesn't interact with.
It's interesting. Feed the Rain feels like we're talking about crying.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
But it's still, how do you cry? You say something bad and fiery, you
Burns.
It burns and then you cry to put it all out. Like, come feed the rain, so you throw fire into your face basically until you start crying. Yeah.
Spitting fire.
Insulation, insinuation, and blame. Taste it, right?
Yeah, eat the fire.
Feed the rain.
Yeah, and she's wearing a gas mask, and the first thing he asks her is if she would breathe the name of her savior.
Would she accept him inside?
Maybe. Would you breathe me in? Or maybe that would is like a request more than a inquiry.
Yeah.
So please let me be your savior that also abuses you.
Yeah. He says, "'Cause I'm thirsty for your love. Come feed the rain." And so basically the love comes with the rain. And like, how is that a reason, by the way, to ask somebody, give me stuff because I'm thirsty? Like, that's not a reason. Like, that's not convincing. Let's say. Like, is it convincing?
I mean, if you're asking for water, it's convincing.
It's convincing.
He is asking for rain.
Feed
the rain because I'm thirsty.
Yeah, like a lot of ordering around, but maybe he deserves it or something. Yeah.
It's not a very nice carnival.
Thing. Yeah.
It's not a very nice carnival.
Yeah,
like
I got a sense of sadism from the entire carnival all the time, like starting with the mask.
and she's
breaking things.
Yeah, eating fire and people setting themselves on fire.
Yeah.
And like creepy smiles. A lot of creepy smiles.
All of that sounds painful. All of that. Like there is no pleasure in that pain. I don't see it. Unless you're dancing underneath the skies alone. Like then it's fine. The rest seems just...
Mind you, the 2 people eating and playing with fire did seem to be enjoying themselves. Like in a manic way. Like it's all of the enjoyment seemed a little forced.
Like the last hope, in a sense.
Yeah.
You know, like Desperate enjoyment.
Desperate enjoyment. Oh man, that makes me project things.
Sorry, sorry for that. Oh, well, unless you enjoy it desperately. You can read the next one.
The right one. It's all a game, avoiding failure when true colors will bleed, all in the name of misbehavior and the things we don't need. So yeah, there's something fake about all of it. It's like a game being played. And the truth comes out, but it bleeds out. So like you have to cut your way into the truth if you want to see the truth.
Yeah.
And they're doing it for the sake of misbehaving. So maybe like a sense of rebellious striving, yearning for freedom, all in the name of misbehavior.
Mm-hmm.
In the name of is for the sake of. It seemed to that seemed to not resonate with you. That's how I read that. And also in the name of the things we don't need. So like in a rebellious spirit of triviality or frivolity, being unnecessary or wasteful, maybe.
It's weirdly resonating. It's a game avoiding failure. So we are playing this game so we don't fail. We will play the game of misbehaving because when the truth comes out, we will fail immediately. True colors will bleed. So from time to time, in all that fakeness, reality creeps in, but we return to the things we don't need. That game. A lust for after no disaster can touch. So his disaster is losing her, I guess. Touch us anymore. And more than ever, I hope to never fall where enough is not the same it was before.
Yeah, so it sounds to me like he's struggling with maybe unmet needs that keep evolving, and he's worried about those evolving needs going out of his reach to be able to meet. So he might fail to meet the needs, and this failure may be disastrous, or maybe like a deal breaker failure. So he's playing this game, trying to avoid that failure where it's all fake and smiles and needs are being met. And look, even the baby is being taken care of, but it's a doll that was won in a game. It's not a real baby. And part of the reason he's doing this is because he's scared, and he really wants to be in a place where he's safe, where he can't fail, where things can't fall apart. And he says what he's hoping for most, which I think maybe what he fears most is this enough not being the same as it was before. So he might have experienced a time where he was doing enough, and then all of a sudden enough wasn't enough anymore, and then he lost.
Especially when he says never to fall to that point. Like that one is so well said. Amazing. Like when I heard that, like a jaw-dropping line. I hope to never fall where enough is not the same it was before. Yeah, so he keeps giving her everything
Well,
to appease her.
everything he can, which is like creepy, abusive. Like smile.
Yeah, and,
And his
the
two
thing
friends
that
playing the same violin. And
oh my God, he agrees to anything she wants. I don't think she wants it though. Like her face is blank.
well, she's like, we don't know much of anything about her except through what she does. And she kind of goes through the motions until she's done, and then she leaves.
Yeah.
She kind of there are the things that are there to do. There's the booth where you pay to get in. She pays, she goes in. There's the violinist that you pay to play. She pays to play. Then there's the game where you can play for a baby. She doesn't get a tattoo, and she doesn't give the drummers anything, but and she doesn't talk to the fire eating people. But then after she gets the doll, she walks out. And the other thing we know about her is she seems disappointed, and she
Yeah.
turns over her shoulder to give a look, like one last look, right at the end. So I think she was happy with her doll, or maybe there were some second thoughts after leaving.
I don't know. But that last line, you can read it.
Don't walk away. Don't walk away. When the world is burning. Don't walk away. Don't walk away. When the heart is yearning.
Oh my God. That was so emotional. Like, yeah. So what do you project here?
He sings it beautifully. Well, okay, people leaving my life that I didn't want to leave my life. Honestly, my life is like really boring, so I'm just thinking of friends who sort of not kept in touch. So yeah, my life is too boring for me to relate to this being dumped by someone.
Oh, I don't think don't think
It's
it's
walking
that.
away. Well, okay, so it's a guy singing to a woman, and a woman who's playing for a baby, but it's totally not a couple. Something completely different.
No, she's the woman he wanted to keep, and so he pleased her. And then when she got her prize, she just walks away. And you know what I like about that though? When he says, "Don't walk away." So in that line, I like the fact that he asks, like he actually communicates the things he wants. So it's up to her if she walks away or not. But the fact that he gave her a lot of things and she still walks away.
That was a ticket that was printed after she left, but it's by the same booth where she entered. So I think she may have bought the entrance ticket and then just went on without ever taking her ticket, and the ticket only came out after she left.
Cor cordis. What did you say it was?
I think Heart of Hearts.
Heart of Hearts?
Like if you ask someone if they mean something, you can ask them like, how do you feel about it in your heart of hearts? Like in the core of your heart, like in the deepest part of your heart, what is the really real thing you feel about this?
Yeah. So he did everything he could, basically. I think it's on her now. Like it's her fault that she walks.
She's the baddie.
It's not that. Well, they don't fit each other again. It's like in the previous song, the same thing. I had the same sense from the video. Like people completely did not match in a video to each other. At least in this video, they kind of match. Like they both just there is something special about both of them. Where in the other video, the girl was like just cute and the guy was super special. Like, there is no reason for them to match somehow. But here, they seem to be similar, but they aren't. They're like, they both seem to fit into a carnival somehow. And yeah, to me, he was immobilized. He could not physically stop her or incapacitate her. So the only thing he could do, he could give her all of those attractions that the ticket of Heart of Hearts would buy. And yeah, and at the end, he just asked her not to go away, and she still left. So it's a story about sad relationship, about the guy who could not keep her, even though he really wanted to.
Yeah, so it is a sad relationship, and I think part of what makes it sad is the guy was putting up a show for her, and then when the show was over, when the red cape and the foil falls, the woman leaves. She was there for a show. She got the show, and the show's over, and then she's done. All right, bye-bye.
Yeah. She was not in for the real thing.
Well, the only thing that there appears to be was the show, at least in the video.
True colors will bleed. And that was him alone, basically, in that booth. Isolated from all his carnival friends. I don't know. That's the sense I got from video and the lyrics. What's the takeaway for you?
All right, summary takeaway. Like treating a relationship as if it's a show that you perform is probably going to end by the time the show runs finished. When the show ends, the relationship is also probably going to end. If it doesn't, it might even be worse, because it might turn into the people eating fire.
Yeah.
So maybe that's not the right way to think about relationships as a show.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
That's a good takeaway. No, that's an excellent takeaway, man. It's actually profound. I got the same sense. So basically, instead of cooperating, he was putting up a performance for her. And she didn't have a chance to open up at all. Like, she did not have a chance to cooperate with him in here. She was just like looking at that performance, looking at everything, and then she's like turned around and went. It's a very short-lasting relationship, it seems. Yeah, until the truth came out, basically. And usually for that, there are reasons that I know from some friends of mine. It's we perform for another person because we are afraid that when they find out who we really are, they will walk away. That's like abandonment issues somehow, because somebody else walked away in the past when they found out who we are somehow. Like, yeah, that's the one I project. It's the fear of showing who you really are. That's why you keep always putting on show again and again and again and again.
Yeah, and this, yeah, in the lyrics he talks about it's the fear of not being enough. So even the show is probably pretending to be more than he is, at least maybe in his eyes.
Yeah.
But if it would be the real thing might not be enough, but the show he hopes is enough. But then, at least in the in the lyrics too, the show isn't enough either.
Mm-hmm.
And He just wants to get to a place where enough is enough and the danger of being abandoned will be gone.
Yeah, that safety thing. Wow, that's an excellent analysis. Thank you.
Thank you. Teamwork that.
Thank you for having free time, and to all of you as well for watching us using your free time. Please check out Meetup group where you can join and talk to Francois. It's always enlightening. Enlightening? How is that the word correct?
Enlightening. It's high
Enlightening.
praise, so I don't want to take credit for being enlightening, but yeah, we try to be interesting at least. We try to be quite interesting to steal a British show.
Okay, guys, the Meetup link is below. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Cara. I'm just summarizing. We could talk about. I'll repeat myself. Don't worry.
Okay,
now I'm under pressure.
close
No, I
the
can't.
stream.
No, I can't. No, I can't think. I've gone
So-
blank now.
I think it's the funniest part about that song. And the most liked comment with 6.8 thousand K.
You don't just look for the song. The song finds you when the time is right.
This song is like Liam Neeson.
It's like
Liam Neeson from Taken. He
Oh.
finds you. Damn it, it's not funny. Is there anything
does the
funny
song
about
have a
that
special
song?
set of skills too?
Yes, it can find and kill you. That song finds you and makes you regret stuff.
Bad choices.
What if I keep one finger up?
It'll look like you have something to say the whole bit.
Okay.
The whole episode with the
Don't hold the finger. It's fucking hilarious. It's way too funny. Don't hold the finger up. Especially, no, what's the more like even more
That's a
creepy?
thumbnail. That's
No,
a
there
thumbnail.
was a child. Oh yes, you know there was like this Alfred Hitchcock movie, and there was a child doing that, like super creepy with one finger. Ew. Okay, let's do Rowan with one hand. Yes. Sorry, like I suppose with two hands.
This isn't rowing.
How far can you go? This isn't true. What about that one? Sorry, it's like don't do that.